Some of you guys asked me about the questionnaire for IT recruiters, the one that we use for the initial entry assessment. So instead of just sending you the questions, I've decided to create a list of these questions and tell you a little more about them right now in this video. So as a refresher for those of you who have not seen the previous video yesterday or the day before, this is a set of questions my colleagues and I ask during the initial training, during the initial assessment, which is a part of our IT Recruitment Academy. And we also use it to onboard our new joiners, new colleagues. So this is really cool, a set of questions that will give you immediate overview of the depth of someone's knowledge in terms of IT and IT recruitment. So starting with the first question, what is an alternative to waterfall software development? This is an easy question. The answer should immediately pop in your mind, and I'll not give you answers right now. Okay. The second question: what are some of the most popular software frameworks that front-end developers use? And probably you don't know, and that's okay if you have not worked for 15 years in IT. How could you know, right? Frankly, even after 15 years working in IT, I don't remember all the terminology, all the programming languages and frameworks. And that's why I have also this booklet with mind maps, which is also where lots of these questions come from. So this is what it looks like. Sometimes I just open up on page number 13 and I look at programming languages, JavaScript, PHP, Ruby, Scala, etc. And I just start asking questions like, hey, tell me what are the three popular JavaScript programming languages, and probably you can see it here, right? So you can just choose 1, 2, or 3 to answer. Same with PHP. I would ask, hey, what are trending PHP frameworks? And a recruiter, a talent acquisition specialist, and HR specialist, they should immediately know. So if you also have not worked in IT for 15 years, don't worry, you can get a mind map such as this one to help you understand the IT landscape on a really high level, especially focused on software development roles, web development, etc. Okay. The next question is, please list 2 to 3 common roles in Scrum software teams. And sometimes the attendees of our training respond with roles such as what is one of the wrong answers? Analyst, right? Which is not completely wrong, but in fact Scrum as a methodology defines certain roles, which again you could find in our mind maps, probably on page 2, 3. Software development lifecycle, it will be somewhere here. It actually is. Methodologies, Scrum, roles, product owner, Scrum master, and development team. So a developer, designer, etc. Okay, so these are the roles defined in Scrum. And again, you should immediately know Scrum master, product owner, etc. What is a CMS? There is an endless list of acronyms. I've actually analyzed dozens, hundreds of job descriptions, job requirements. Recently, when we were creating this list of common IT terms that recruiters should be aware of. And CMS is one of them, but there are so many more. CSS, HTML, obviously. These are acronyms, and in the middle of the night, you should know what do they mean, because then you can analyze the job description, you can talk to developers, you can suddenly, life is easy. If you don't know these terms yet, well then you can again go to page number 5 in the mind maps booklet, and you will see all these essential acronyms listed here with the well, it's not explanation, it's just what does the acronym stand for. So QA, quality assurance. It's here. Probably you cannot see it now on the video, but yeah, you can also download this in a PDF and print it out. And at some point we were also shipping it. We are not shipping it right now, but soon we will again, because it's really cool to have something that you hold in your hands and you keep it on a desk, which is really cool if you want to look at some terminology prior to calling a developer or prior to your call with the hiring manager. Which brings me to the next question. For example, what's the difference between SQL and PL SQL? Again, essential because SQL is used in certain cases while PL SQL is used in in data warehouse environment, so data related, especially Oracle databases, etc. Okay, what's the difference between Scrum and Kanban? Is it the question number, I don't know, 9 or 10? And this is like literally just essential terminology that we can build up on eventually. So this is what we start the training with. Usually it's a 1 day, full day workshop. We can also cut it to pieces and have in 2 or 3 different days. So these blocks can be organized in a sequential order in different days, which is what I did just recently for another company, just last week. Please list 3 PHP frameworks or JavaScript frameworks. Or another question is, what can Python be used for? It's this question here. What can Python be used for? As an IT recruiter, you should immediately know that all these programming languages can be used for some purpose. So for example, Python can be used for web development or data engineering or robotics or scripting, right? Like there are different use cases. Same with C#. In fact, speaking of C#, there is a dedicated mind map somewhere here on the page number, what is it, 16, on the page number 16, C# landscape mind map. So again, you would see that C# is usually used for web development and the mobile app development, desktop app development, and which technology is used for what purpose. So when you hear a term like Xamarin, you should immediately know they are talking about mobile app development using C#. And then, as soon as you have this foundation, life is so much easier for you as a talent acquisition specialist, as an HR specialist, as a recruiter, obviously headhunter, because you can speak with IT professionals with confidence. You can talk about the opportunity at hand. You can talk about the requirement with the hiring manager, which is really cool because that's how you can stand out in the crowd. That's how you can be perceived as a professional recruiter, as a professional headhunter, not like just someone who is just forwarding CVs from candidates, but really add some additional value. Okay, so you will be able to download these somewhere probably below this video. I will also link a form where you can just fill it in, and then at some point probably we can also organize it for your colleagues. So if you are in a position when you are responsible for your team performance, or you would like your manager to organize this for your team, well then just let me know. Ping me below this video or send me a message on LinkedIn, and we will take it from there. We will organize it for your team. We will make sure your team knows the essential terminology to succeed in the really difficult IT recruitment market. All right, so I'll wrap it up here with this questionnaire. I hope at some point you will get to a position when you can just answer everything really quickly and you score 100%, and we will realize that next we need to focus on IT recruitment strategies because you already know the IT fundamentals. All right, have a wonderful day everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.